Hi there, I'm Gift and welcome to my channel. Are you a new developer looking to kickstart your career in tech? If so, this might just be the right video for you. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 tips that will help you succeed in your career as a new developer. I started off my career around 6 years ago, and in that period, I didn't know most of these things that I'm going to share with you in this video. Over the last couple of years, I've learned and experienced some of these things, and I've used it in my career to help me grow. Now, I'm very excited to be sharing this with you because back then I didn't really have like a roadmap or any knowledge about any of these things. I didn't know that these are things that I should be doing. Now that I know better, I also want to share with you so that you are prepared for the journey ahead. Now, if you're starting off as a developer this year, this is the right and the best time to start using this framework or these tips to help you be on the path to success. I like to see your tech journey as a marathon and not a race, meaning that you take turns to learn new things every day, apply to the previous knowledge you've gained, learning new things like these things I'm sharing in this video to help you, navigate your career in tech is the goal essentially that I have for this video. So the first tip I have to share with you is to start by learning the fundamentals. The foundations of whatever area you choose to venture into is really, really important. And when you skip this, you've already made like a gap in your knowledge. You can always go back to revise them eventually, but it's really nice to spend some time earlier on learning the concepts that you would need, because I see tech as a building block, right? So you learn like a concept, and then the other concepts you learn are building blocks on top of what you've already learned. If you're trying to venture into web development, for example, you can start by learning the fundamentals of the web. What is the internet? How does the browser work? How does the browser interact to give you information on the web, right? These are important concepts that are even asked today in interviews, right? Because you think, well, these are simple things, I can learn them after, but no, you need to start with that. And one thing I realized is, like I said, the internet is a building block, or the web is a building block. So you learn stuff and improve on what you've learned and add stuff on top of what you've already learned, right? So it's nice if you start from the bottom level and build on top of what you already know. So the fundamentals are very, very important. Please don't skip it. The second tip I have to share with you is to practice a lot. Like, spend a lot of your time practicing. The best way you can learn any skill is if you practice and rehearse and do it very often. So with programming, it's no different. You need to spend a lot of time practicing, doing some example projects, like looking at courses online. There are free courses you can take. There is like projects that you can also use and leverage to help you build your skills. You need to practice a lot of the things you are learning to actually help you remember them. It's not just about like taking a tutorial, watching a video and just stopping there. You need to go on from that to do some of the things you've learned, some of the concepts you've learned in those videos. You need to go on and practice them, because that's how you make the knowledge stick. So it's super important to spend a lot of your time practicing the things that you're learning. Like, you can start off by you learn something about HTML and CSS, and the next thing you're doing is you're on a code pen, you're trying to replicate what you've just learned, right? So you can do the same thing for whatever it is you're trying to learn, back-end, front-end. Practicing is super important, and the moment you nail this act of always going on to practice what you've learned, you find that you remember the things you've done and it sticks. Yeah, because practice makes perfect, like they say, right? Tip number 3, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, this is the biggest blocker that I've seen for early career developers trying to get into tech. They are very afraid to ask for help because maybe they feel that they are not comfortable asking in a public space, or they feel that the question that they're about to ask doesn't make any sense. But those are not true. Those are literally not true. I myself, when I started, I had this issue as well. I was super scared to ask people for help. I was always about the life of, I will figure this out. we die here, I will try to get it to work. But I find that I spend hours trying to make that thing work when I could as well ask like the senior engineer or someone that knows better than me for help and get that fixed in like less than the amount of time I would spend trying to, fix it myself. So essentially what I'm saying is that there is like a lot of people out there ready to help you. All you need to do is ask for help. There are online platforms like Stack Overflow, Quora. There are so many different platforms you can ask for help. GitHub even has a discussions page where you can ask directly to the project that you're trying to build or the project you're trying to work on. You can ask for help there. Twitter, LinkedIn, you can ask for help in different online forums, right? Discord, right? You can even ask in your team. So if you're working with a smaller team or in a team of more experienced engineers, you can ask them directly for help. And this has been a game changer ever since I realized that if I have issues, I can just ask. Like, there's no point being scared. There's no point being afraid of asking the question, regardless of what I think or how I think whoever I'm asking will feel about it. I just want to get help. And that I would do, right? I will go on and ask. Even if it's a stupid question, I will ask it. So yeah, my tip here is make sure that you're not spending a lot of time trying to figure something out that you could as well have asked to somebody to help you, right? It's not like there is no reward for spending hours trying to figure out something you could as well have asked, even just searching on Google, right, to get the answer back. So yeah, make sure you keep this tip because it's one of the important ones that I'm sharing. So make sure you keep it at heart and always remember to ask for help. The fourth tip I would like to share with you is to join a community and also build a network. Now, it might be too early for you to consider building a network, but let's focus on joining a community. The biggest thing that I've gotten out of community is, I can't even quantify it into words, connections, help, progress, So my idea of community is a group of people that are willing to succeed together. A group of people that have similar interests that are willing to succeed together. That's my idea of community. And it doesn't have to be like a community of 2,000 plus people. It can be a community of 2. It can be a community of 4. It can be a community of 100. The goal there is that everybody within that community has a goal and you all have the same interest. So there are different communities online for you to try to join. Personally, I'm in a couple of them. There is a community that is fostered to different interests that I have. I am in a community where there are content creators. I'm in a community where there are front-end developers. I'm in communities where there are developer advocates. I'm in different communities. And the goal for me joining these communities has always been to foster connections between people, also build my network as well, and try to help and also get help from people. So the biggest part of community is not just having connections with people, but also finding help and giving back when you can. Now, if you're just starting out your career, you're looking for other people that are also doing something as like you are, you should definitely be checking out different communities. Like one that I'm very, very particular about for newbies in tech is called codenewbie, and there is another one called 100 Devs. Don't worry, I'll link in the description of this video some communities that you can join as a new person starting in tech that would be very resourceful and helpful for you. The key thing you should take away from this tip is that communities help foster your growth as a developer. So you should definitely be in one or two, or as many as you can find. Finally, always be learning. Try to stay up to date with the technologies that you work with. This is a never-changing principle of any career that you are in tech. And why is this? The reason behind this is because the world of technology is always advancing, is always changing. Now, if you don't change alongside, you will find that you're stagnant in your career. You find that you're not growing. And this is simply because you're not staying up to date with the latest in your field. So my recommendations is, as you start off your career, don't just think of it like, oh, it's I just need to learn these things and that's it. No, you have to learn more things. Like, even if you've done your career for like 5, 2, 4, 10, 6 years, you don't stop there. You still have to go back and learn and improve the skills that you've gained over years, over time. And this is simply because the tech industry is always evolving, right? So always keep in mind to set time aside to level up your skills, learn new things as you go along your journey, and things that could help you stay up to date with the latest things that are happening in the industry are, personally, I like to go through YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I also subscribe to newsletters that are helpful and are also sharing tips and news around my area of expertise. I also subscribe to online blogs. I follow industry leaders in the industry that I'm working in. So all of this helps me stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies in my area. So you can also utilize these tips to help you stay up to date as well. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips to help you be successful in your career. Not just for developers, designers, PMs can also apply some of these things that I've shared in this video to also help them improve their careers. So yeah, the tips that I shared is for everyone working in tech. If you follow these tips and stay dedicated to learning and growing, you'll be on your way to a successful career in tech. I hope you found the video helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, and also share with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.